Thomas Pelham-Holles 1754-1756. Thomas Pelham-Holles, the Duke of Newcastle, was a prominent figure in British political history during the 18th century. Known for his extensive political career and influential role in British governance, Pelham-Holles played a crucial part in shaping the political landscape of his time. As a member of the Whig Party, he was deeply involved in various governmental positions, including serving as the Prime Minister of Great Britain. His tenure as Prime Minister marked a significant period of political and social transformation in Britain, characterized by both domestic reforms and intricate international relations. During the mid-18th century, Britain was experiencing a complex political landscape characterized by a delicate balance of power among political factions, growing colonial ambitions, and increasing tensions with other European powers. This era saw the continuation of the broader struggle for dominance between the Whigs and the Tories, with each party vying for control and influence over British governance. Additionally, the geopolitical context of the time was marked by colonial rivalries and conflicts, as the British Empire expanded its reach across various parts of the globe, including North America, India, and the Caribbean. Thomas Pelham-Holles, born on July 1, 1693, was the eldest son of Thomas Pelham, 1st Baron Pelham of Lawton, and his wife, Lady Grace Holles. His aristocratic lineage endowed him with the resources and connections necessary for a successful political career. Educated at Westminster School and Clare College, Cambridge, Pelham-Holles demonstrated early intellectual prowess and a keen interest in public affairs. His upbringing within a politically engaged family instilled in him a deep understanding of the complexities of governance and the importance of maintaining influential alliances. Pelham-Holles's foray into politics began in the early 18th century, as he assumed several parliamentary positions, leveraging his family's political networks to secure influential roles within the Whig Party. His appointment as a Member of Parliament for Seaford in 1710 marked the commencement of his political ascendancy. Over the following years, he adeptly navigated the intricate dynamics of the Whig Party, gradually gaining prominence and trust among its members. His rise to power was notably propelled by his strategic maneuvering within the political landscape, aligning himself with influential Whig leaders such as Robert Walpole. Pelham-Holles's astute political acumen and unwavering commitment to the Whig cause garnered him various governmental positions, including serving as Secretary of State and Lord Chamberlain. His diligent work and dedication to the party's interests paved the way for his eventual assumption of the office of Prime Minister of Great Britain in 1754, solidifying his position as a central figure in British politics. Throughout his political career, Pelham-Holles fostered significant alliances with key figures within the Whig Party, forming strategic partnerships that bolstered his influence and authority. Notably, his close association with influential Whig leaders such as Robert Walpole and Henry Pelham proved instrumental in consolidating his political power and navigating the intricacies of British governance. However, Pelham-Holles also faced formidable adversaries, both within and outside the Whig Party. Rivalries and factional disputes within the party often presented challenges to his leadership, as competing factions vied for influence and control. Additionally, his tenure as Prime Minister coincided with the emergence of potent political opponents, including figures from the Tory party who sought to undermine his authority and challenge the dominance of the Whigs in British politics. Navigating these complex political dynamics and managing competing interests became a hallmark of Pelham-Holles's leadership style during this period. During his tenure as Prime Minister from 1754 to 1756, Thomas Pelham-Holles grappled with a myriad of pressing domestic challenges that tested the resilience of the British government and society. One of the prominent challenges was the issue of domestic stability, as the nation faced socio-economic disparities, agrarian unrest, and the persistent threat of political dissent. The burden of effectively managing these internal frictions while maintaining a semblance of political unity and order fell squarely on Pelham-Holles's administration. Furthermore, the period was marked by debates over fiscal policies, trade regulations, and the burgeoning Industrial Revolution, which posed challenges to the existing socio-economic framework. Navigating these complexities demanded a delicate balancing act between the interests of the aristocracy, burgeoning industrialists, and the working class, presenting Pelham-Holles with the formidable task of fostering consensus and promoting economic stability. In response to the pressing domestic challenges, Pelham-Holles' administration spearheaded a series of significant policy reforms aimed at addressing socio-economic disparities and fostering stability. These reforms encompassed a range of initiatives, including the implementation of more equitable taxation policies, the promotion of industrial development, and the expansion of social welfare programs. Additionally, his government sought to bolster agricultural productivity through the introduction of innovative farming techniques and land use policies, aiming to mitigate the persistent agrarian challenges and promote sustainable rural development. Moreover, Pelham-Holles' administration prioritized the modernization of key infrastructure, including the enhancement of transportation networks and the establishment of regulatory frameworks to facilitate trade and commerce. These comprehensive policy reforms were indicative of his commitment to fostering a conducive environment for economic growth and social cohesion. The domestic policy reforms enacted under Pelham-Holles' leadership had a profound and lasting impact on British society and the economy. The implementation of more equitable taxation policies and the promotion of industrial development contributed to the expansion of the middle class and the gradual alleviation of socio-economic disparities. By fostering a more inclusive economic landscape, these reforms stimulated greater entrepreneurial activities and innovation, laying the groundwork for Britain's later industrial revolution. Furthermore, the emphasis on agricultural development and infrastructure modernization bolstered the overall productivity of the nation, leading to increased agricultural yields and improved accessibility to markets. These initiatives not only enhanced the nation's economic output but also laid the foundation for sustained economic growth in the subsequent decades. Overall, Pelham-Holles' domestic policy reforms played a pivotal role in fostering a more stable and prosperous British society, setting the stage for the nation's eventual emergence as an industrial powerhouse and a global economic leader in the centuries that followed. The years 1754 to 1756 were marked by a complex international landscape, characterized by fierce colonial rivalries and geopolitical maneuvering among European powers. Britain's foreign policy objectives during this period were multifaceted, encompassing the preservation and expansion of its colonial territories, the containment of French influence in North America and India, and the safeguarding of vital trade routes and commercial interests. Furthermore, Britain sought to bolster its alliances with key European powers, particularly Prussia and Austria, to maintain a balance of power on the continent. As the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Thomas Pelham-Holles played a pivotal role in shaping and executing the nation's foreign policy agenda during this critical period. Recognizing the importance of maintaining Britain's colonial dominance and safeguarding its global commercial interests, Pelham-Holles prioritized the reinforcement of British naval power and the expansion of colonial territories in North America and the Caribbean. His administration actively engaged in diplomatic negotiations and strategic alliances to strengthen Britain's position in the global arena. Pelham-Holles' pragmatic approach to diplomacy emphasized the pursuit of strategic partnerships and alliances while mitigating the risk of open conflicts that could potentially undermine Britain's colonial ambitions and economic interests. His efforts to balance diplomatic maneuvering with assertive colonial expansion solidified his reputation as a shrewd statesman and contributed to the preservation of Britain's global influence during a period of intense international rivalry. The period of 1754 to 1756 witnessed several significant international events that profoundly influenced Britain's standing in the global arena. The outbreak of the 7 Years' War in 1756, a culmination of colonial disputes between European powers, posed a direct threat to Britain's colonial holdings in North America and India. The conflict tested the resilience of Britain's military and naval capabilities, underscoring the importance of robust defense strategies and alliances. Simultaneously, the diplomatic tensions with France and Spain in the context of the broader European power dynamics necessitated a careful recalibration of Britain's foreign policy priorities. The successful management of these international crises and conflicts was crucial to safeguarding Britain's colonial territories and trade routes, ultimately shaping the trajectory of the nation's global dominance in the years to come. Pelham-Holles' adept handling of these international events, his strategic diplomatic alliances, and his emphasis on bolstering Britain's military prowess were instrumental in securing the nation's position as a formidable global power, laying the groundwork for Britain's eventual expansion and dominance in the 19th century. Thomas Pelham-Holles left a lasting legacy in British politics and governance, primarily recognized for his adept leadership, diplomatic finesse, and significant contributions to the stability and expansion of the British Empire. His pragmatic approach to governance, characterized by a delicate balance of domestic reforms and assertive foreign policy, solidified his reputation as a capable statesman who navigated the complexities of 18th-century politics with considerable success. Pelham-Holles's legacy is underscored by his pivotal role in shaping the Whig Party's dominance and reinforcing the foundations of constitutional monarchy in Britain. His emphasis on consensus building and effective governance laid the groundwork for subsequent political leaders, contributing to the evolution of a more stable and inclusive political system in Britain. The policies enacted under Pelham-Holles's leadership had a profound and enduring impact on subsequent British administrations. His emphasis on domestic reforms, including equitable taxation, infrastructure development, and social welfare initiatives, set a precedent for subsequent governments to prioritize socio-economic stability and the welfare of the populace. The focus on industrial development and agricultural modernization established a framework for Britain's later industrial revolution, shaping the nation's economic trajectory for centuries to come. Furthermore, his adept handling of international affairs and strategic alliances laid the groundwork for Britain's continued global dominance and colonial expansion in the 19th century. His approach to foreign policy, characterized by a balance of diplomatic maneuvering and military strength, influenced subsequent British leaders' approaches to international relations and colonial management, ensuring the preservation and expansion of the British Empire. In the broader socio-political context of the time, Pelham-Holles's contributions were instrumental in fostering stability, fostering economic growth, and strengthening Britain's position as a global power. His emphasis on social welfare initiatives and infrastructure development contributed to the gradual improvement of living standards and the reduction of socio-economic disparities, laying the groundwork for a more inclusive and prosperous society. Moreover, his adept navigation of the complex web of European power dynamics and colonial rivalries solidified Britain's position as a dominant force in global affairs, shaping the trajectory of international relations for generations to come. By promoting a pragmatic and balanced approach to governance, Pelham-Holles left an indelible mark on the socio-political fabric of 18th-century Britain, setting a precedent for subsequent leaders to prioritize stability, progress, and global influence in their governance. Thomas Pelham-Holles's tenure from 1754 to 1756 was characterized by a series of significant achievements and formidable challenges. His adept navigation of complex domestic challenges, including socio-economic disparities and agrarian unrest, marked a key accomplishment, underscored by the implementation of crucial domestic policy reforms aimed at fostering stability and economic growth. Simultaneously, his strategic management of international relations amidst the volatile European power dynamics and the outbreak of the 7 Years' War demonstrated his skill in maintaining Britain's global influence and colonial dominance. However, the challenges of maintaining political unity within the Whig Party and managing competing interests both domestically and internationally tested the resilience of his leadership. Thomas Pelham-Holles's enduring influence on British politics and governance is evident in his pragmatic approach to leadership, characterized by a delicate balance of domestic reforms and assertive foreign policy. His emphasis on consensus building, economic development, and strategic alliances laid the groundwork for a more stable and inclusive political system in Britain, shaping the trajectory of subsequent administrations. His legacy as a skilled statesman and a key figure in the evolution of the Whig Party's dominance continues to resonate in the annals of British political history. In the broader context of British historical and political developments, Thomas Pelham-Holles's legacy remains intertwined with the nation's transformation into a global power. His contributions to the socio-economic development of Britain, the reinforcement of the British Empire, and the establishment of diplomatic precedents in international relations solidified Britain's position as a formidable force in global affairs. Furthermore, his emphasis on stability, progress, and global influence set a precedent for subsequent leaders, shaping the trajectory of British politics and governance for generations to come. His legacy serves as a testament to the resilience and adaptability of British governance in the face of complex domestic and international challenges, reflecting the enduring spirit of leadership that continues to define the nation's political landscape. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it informative, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future.